Hello, and welcome to Biology 101 General Biology Hybrid. I'm Dr. Pankyu, and I will be your instructor for this course. I'm going to take you now through the lecture component of the course, and there will be a separate video on the lab component of the course. You'll be doing most of your work going through Blackboard, and so I have the Blackboard screen on the in front of you right now. And you can see when you open the Blackboard screen, you will get to the announcements and home page. I generally send an email about once a week or so, just reminding you of things that are upcoming. There's also a document that I'll be showing you, which is all the due dates all in one place that you'll want to make sure that you print. Let's first go to the course information area. And here you'll find your course policies and your syllabus. Please open that and read it. Take a look at it. If you have any questions, please send me an email. I'll post the video that I'm doing right now, right here. And here's the document I talked about, all the due dates, all in one place. So this is the document. And you can see the things that are due. This is for summer 2017. And you can see that your first assignment that will be due is a LearnSmart lab. So you actually have 2 LearnSmart labs due before we actually meet for the first time on campus, which will be at the Cranberry campus on June 5th for the summer semester. So on this document, you can see that all of the black print here refers to lab exercises or lab assignments that you have, and then all of the red refers to the lecture components of the course. Next folder, you'll see the Respondus Monitor information. You're going to be using Respondus Monitor, which requires a download to your computer as well as a webcam to take the modules 1 through 4 exam, the midterm, and the final. The information on downloading the Respondus Monitor to your computer can be found in this folder. There's also a practice quiz that I would like you to take, please, just to be sure that everything is working perfectly. In this folder, there's information on how to download this. You'll go to the Course Technologies area, which is right over here. Course Technologies takes you to the link for Respondus Lockdown Browser. You're going to click the link unique to BC3 and download, which I didn't mean to do, download the Lockdown Browser. If you did this for last semester, you should be fine, but if it was longer than that, you probably will have to uninstall your version and reinstall the new one. If you have any trouble with your Respondus Lockdown Browser or with anything else in Blackboard, you can go here to the Need Help tab down on the bottom. And this will get you to the Technology Help Desk, where you can submit a FAST form. You can also give them a call. The phone number is on here. Keep in mind that during the summer semester, on Friday, the campus is closed. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you will not be able to reach the Technology Help Desk. I'm not sure if they're going to have somebody on site, but if you're running into problems, always copy me on your communications with the Technology Help Desk, and that way if you miss a due date because you are having technological problems, I can reset the due date for you. Right, so there is a quiz here that you can take. You can take it as many times as you like. It doesn't count towards your grade, and it allows you to make sure that your Respondus Lockdown Browser is working fine. Now, it's going to require that you have a webcam, and when you take any type of a Respondus Monitor exam, you have to have some type of identification, whether it's your driver's license or your college ID. When you begin the exam, it will do a check for your webcam, and then we'll smile for the camera, and it'll have a nice picture of you taken, so we're ensured that you are the person taking the exam. It matches up with your ID. You'll also do an environment check. If you are able to, and you have a webcam that is mobile, you want to swirl it around your computer, showing what's to the right and what's to the left. And if you can't do that, if it's actually part of your laptop, you can move it up and down. And that way we'll tell that there are no textbooks, there's no cell phone close to your computer. During the time where you're taking the test, the Respondus Monitor is going to record that your face is in the screen. So you want to be sure that you are looking straight at the camera. If you continually look to the side, like this, or you go out of the screen and you're gone, it's going to flag the fact that you have gone away or that you are continually looking away from the camera. So in this case, I'll get a little red flag that shows up on the recording, and I'll go and take a look at those frames. Typically what I will get are just some short snapshots of what is going on during the period while you are taking an exam. I don't sit there and watch you the entire time. That would be totally creepy. But do be aware that somebody is looking at you through a camera. So be sure that what's behind you is something you want somebody to see. Make sure you're sitting at a desk or a table. Turn off the TV. Turn off any music. Let your family know that you are taking an exam so you don't have to yell at the kids that are behind you making a lot of noise, because I can hear all of this. And please sit at a table. Don't slouch on a couch or sit on a bed, because this is an exam and you want to treat it with the respect that you would normally give an exam that you are taking in class. So module exams 1 through 4, as well as the midterm and the final, will be using Respondus Monitor. The midterm and final information will be found in the next folder. There are study guides for the midterm and final. I would definitely print these and actually have them with you as you are studying for every exam. That way you can write down some answers on these study guides, and it will allow you to give much less time when you're studying for your midterm. There will be an exam review. These will be links to some of the chapter reviews. Now you see them here, but they are really not available yet. They won't become available until you complete that module with those chapters. And then you can use these chapter reviews for practice. There are a lot of questions here, but all of the questions on your midterm and final are going to come from these review practice exams. Same thing for the final. Here's some information on how to use the SmartBook feature in Connect Plus. I'm going to be taking you there in a moment. There's also some information about LearnSmart, how it scores. You can't game the system exactly here, but how you can make the best use of your time will be found in this document. And finally, there's an academic honesty policy, and as a participant in the course, you agree to abide by the policy that is here. Please open it and read it. Let's take a look at the learning modules now. The course is separated into 5 different learning modules. Each has a due date. Module 1 is going to cover chapters 1, 2, and 3. The quizzes are going to be due a day, and the LearnSmart will be due a day before the exam. This doesn't mean you should do all of the quizzes and do the LearnSmart the day before the exam. That is counterproductive. So you want to space out your time. You know that. Excuse me. Pardon me. So between May 15th and June 8th, you're going to complete 11 section quizzes, 3 LearnSmart assignments, and 1 module exam. So that's not very much time. You're from May 15th until June 8th. You really need to do about 1 section quiz per day in order to get things in time. So what I suggest is read a section in the text, either the hard copy or the ebook or the SmartBook on Connect. All have the same content, and take the quiz for that section. For the quizzes, you can take them twice. So there's a 15-minute time limit, but if you miss any questions, make sure you go back and reread the section immediately, and you can actually access the SmartBook while you are taking the quiz. There's a 15-minute time limit, however, so you don't have a whole lot of time to go searching for the answers. But you can go back and then retake the quiz, and you will only take the quiz with the questions that you missed. So if you only missed 3 questions, then you just take those questions again, and you can get 100% on the quizzes. This is a really good way to boost your grade, and it's also a great way to prepare yourself for taking the exams. So in Module 1, you'll see the learning outcomes, the PowerPoint presentations. Students do like to look at these PowerPoint presentations, even print them, because they really do give a nice overview and an outline of the chapter. There are also videos to watch. I do recommend watching these videos before you begin reading the chapter. So chapter 1, there are several for you to watch. If you're having particular difficulties, for example, if you're trying to understand the 3 domains of life, this is a very good video. Most of the videos I have posted come from Paul Anderson, who's at Bozeman in Montana. And he's an award-winning high school teacher who also teaches AP biology, and so he's an excellent teacher for this material. So I definitely would watch these videos. They get you into the spirit of the thing. They help you to understand what we mean by biology. The first chapter really isn't that hard, but as you get along, especially in photosynthesis and respiration, it really helps to watch the videos. If you find you're having continual trouble understanding or grasping a concept, just go to YouTube and type in respiration or photosynthesis. You'll find many videos that are there. If you're having trouble grasping a concept, just send me an email and I can make some recommendations. I can even record a video if necessary, if there's a particular concept that you're having difficulty grasping. But videos really are very useful in helping you to understand the information. This ends then with Module 1, Chapter 1 assignments. And then you'll have Module 1, Chapter 2 assignments, but in here you'll find the LearnSmart. The LearnSmart is going to be completed inside of the Smart Book. It doesn't have to, but I do recommend that you do this, especially if you've elected not to purchase a textbook. So let me give you a few bits of advice on a textbook. You do not need a hard copy of the textbook. That being said, some students do like to have a hard copy of the book. You can have it with you when you're taking quizzes. You can also use the ebook while you're taking quizzes, but sometimes I think it's a little easier to navigate through a hard copy of a book than it is through an ebook. You might find this different, but the good news is you have 2 weeks to figure this out. So when you first sign up for the course on May the 15th, when you first register, then you are going to get yourself into Connect. And the way you're going to do that is by clicking on either this Section 1 quiz or this LearnSmart. It's going to take you right away to Connect. And when you get there, then you can either sign up. You can sign up for the free trial, which is 2 weeks, or you can enter your registration code that you purchased at the bookstore, or you can purchase online. I would recommend the 2-week free trial because you have 2 weeks to figure out whether or not you want to buy a book, whether or not you want to stay in the class. Now, you can't drop the class 2 weeks into it and still expect to get all your money back, but you may find that this isn't the right type of learning for you. So we're going to go now to LearnSmart. I'm going to show you what the ebook looks like, and then you should sign up for the 2-week free trial and try it yourself. So we're going to go to LearnSmart Chapter 1. You'll have to launch this, and it will automatically take you to Connect. I'm going to preview this as a student. And before this screen comes up the very first time, it will ask for registration information and ask if you want to try the free 2-week trial. Right? So you can see the tiles here will tell you what is in Section 1, Section 2, and there's going to be a quiz for Section 1.1 and Section 1.2. So you can read this information, do the LearnSmart for that, and then take the quiz. Right? You can also get an outline of the chapter.
In this exercise, you'll practice and evaluate your overview of the chapter. The aim of the exercise is to arrange headings and subheadings correctly. Drag the subheadings under the headings where you think they belong. Then click Evaluate to get feedback.
I don't think there's a great deal of value in doing this. So let's take a look at Chapter 1.
You've been reading for some time now, but you haven't stopped to practice.
Now, I've been in this book a little bit today, and she's chastising me because I have been reading for some time now and I haven't done any practicing. You'll notice down here at the bottom, this blue practice is flashing. It's telling me that you haven't done any practicing lately. The practice is LearnSmart. So any LearnSmart that you do is going to count towards your grade. You can change the size. I'm going to move my face up here a little bit so you can see this. So you can change the size of the font that's in the book if you think this is too small. You can also show your coach, or you can show this, my face out of here again. You can show your coach.
You've been reading for some time now, but you haven't stopped to practice.
So she'll talk to you. Excuse me, if you don't want her to talk to you, shut her off. And if you would like to see the book as you would be reading it in front of you with a 2-page spread, you can do that as well. Right? So another thing you notice, let's see if I can get rid of this thing. There we go. Face back down there. You'll notice here that there's a whole bunch of stuff that's highlighted. But what the publisher does is decides what is important and highlights it. I've had students complain that they study just reading the highlights, and then they found out that some of the questions on the test did not come from highlighted chapters. For that reason, I would suggest that you turn off the highlights. Okay? That way you're reading everything. Now, if you're interested in taking notes, or there's a concept that you don't understand, for example, you can highlight these concepts. Let's see if I can do this. All right. It really wants me to practice here. All right. So as you're reading along, you're going to practice. I'm reading along about life being organized. All right, I'll practice because you really want me to practice. This takes me to LearnSmart. Right? LearnSmart is graded in this course. It's graded on completion. It's not hard to complete it. It'll take about 30 minutes per chapter to complete it. It's really good for you to understand the concepts, to practice on the concepts. So that, along with the quizzes and doing practice quizzes, will help you to pass this course. So the scientific study of life is known as biology. And do you know the answer? I certainly do. So I'm going to be very confident in what I know, and I'm going to say I know it. And of course, my answer is correct. If you want to challenge the answer, you are challenging it to McGraw-Hill, not to me. Right? If you'd like to read more about the concept before you answer the question, and if you don't have any idea at all, I really would suggest that you read about it, and then you can go to the second one. Cells, tissues, populations, and ecosystems are all examples of the levels of biological, I think it's organization. I'm not sure. I think so. So I'm going to be honest and say I was correct. All right. So now it's recognized that I was not quite sure about that, and it will probably ask me another question about biological organization. But that's all right. I wasn't quite sure about it, so it will help me to understand it. If I had said that I was completely unsure and I answered it correctly, then it's going to start to give me a few more questions on that. So it's an adaptive learning mechanism that figures out what you don't know or what you think you don't know, and then asks you questions regarding. So you've got 40 items left in this deck of cards, so to speak. Once you've completed all 40 of them, then you are going to be 100% complete with LearnSmart. So it doesn't matter if you answer some of the questions incorrectly, because if you do, you will get more questions on that topic. Right? So this is a ranking question, putting them in a organizational levels of life from least inclusive, the smallest, to the most inclusive. And so you move these around, for example. If you have no idea how you would do this, then you want to go over to the read about it and find out there it is. Right? The majority of organisms on the planet are single-celled and they fit into organism. And then you can go right back here again. Right? So if you want to leave the Smart book, you can do so here. That will take you back to your home page for your hybrid course, and all of the assignments that you have are going to be here. Some of them may not be available to you immediately because they are not available. They're available on a specific date. So now I'm going to return to Blackboard. You can see how the LearnSmart is going to be done inside of the Smart book. So you can read on the Smart Book. You are going to have access to the Smart Book when you take some quizzes. So let's see what a section quiz looks like. Okay, so there are 20 total questions that could come out of section 1.02. I've picked 15 of them, so you'll get different questions than your classmates. I'm going to preview this. It will give the correct answers to me. It won't give you the correct answers. And here's some information about natural selection as a process. And you can look at read the question, and then if you'd like to, doesn't say it here, but you can actually take a look in the Smart Book, and it has a link for you to check the Smart Book. You'll answer the next question out of 15. There's a 15-minute time limit on this. Continue to answer the questions, and once you get to the end, you'll submit it. It will tell you which questions are incorrect, and then you can take the quiz again and get those questions correct. Give yourself enough time to do this because it is possible for you to get 100% on the quizzes, and that is very well worth your time. Let's go back to Blackboard. So your learning modules are all listed here. And when you're done with Module 1's assignment, then you are going to finally take the Module 1 exam. The Module 1 exam requires that you have a webcam. It does not allow you to use a textbook, any type of outside help. You'll go through Respondus Lockdown Browser. There are 50 questions, and you have a 55-minute time limit. All right, so let's take a look at the midterm and final exam. The exam availability is listed here. Right at the moment, you don't see the exams because the midterm exam will not become available until the date that is shown here. Make sure that you have your ID. Again, you're going to be using Respondus Monitor for your midterm and final. The midterm exam is going to cover chapters 1 through 5, and the final exam is 7 through 14, excluding 13 because we do not do chapter 13 in this course. Let's take a look now at the course tools area. The course tools is going to have a few important things here. There will be a discussion board. You will be working with your lab partners to design an experiment later this semester, and you're going to be in a group. And so the group is going to have a discussion board where you are going to talk about some ideas for the experiment that you're going to set up. And you're going to then, your group leader is going to be submitting a proposal to me so that I can approve it and you can do your experiment. And that will be on the third lab that we have. On the fourth lab, you'll give a presentation. Here you have a link to McGraw-Hill. If you'd like to, you can go there first. I really like it if you link through your learning modules area. When you link through your learning modules area, it connects you to McGraw-Hill, and then your grades get put into the grade book. Sometimes it takes a little while for the grades to show up, so don't panic if you just completed your LearnSmart to 100%, and then all of a sudden there's nothing in your grade book, and you think, oh my goodness, it didn't register, and you send me a panicked email. It can take a couple of hours, sometimes even a day I've seen before the grade shows up in your grade book. Your grade book can be accessed by going here to the grades in the course tools. It starts out with your course percentage to date, so this is always up to date. It tells you what your grade is in the course at any given time. There is an opportunity for bonus points in the lab at the very end of the semester. Don't count on them. Keep your grade as high as you possibly can. Here then you see the exam percentage, your Connect quiz percentage, lab, your LearnSmart, and then every other assignment that is going on in the course. And you can see there are a lot of them. We have a lot to do this semester. Okay. So everything will be in your grade book. Keep an eye on it. Let me know if you see something that looks funky. If something I've recorded is incorrect, always save anything I return to you just to make sure that if there's an error in your grade book that we can rectify it right away. Okay. The course technologies area, I've mentioned already, this is where you'll find the lockdown browser. Student support is going to take you to your portal if you need to log into the portal for any reason. And then Beck Library and Blackboard is here. There are no research projects that are assigned that require library research, so it's not necessary in this course. Please make sure that you watch the video on the lab, which is also found in the course information area. See you soon.